Evening, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earth Watch on Monday, June 12, 2023 on our planet. It's after midnight. I've wanted to get this video out for quite some time. I guess now's the time. So like I said at the beginning, sometimes I get a little bit spiritual. That's the reason why I'm here. I bring the science together. I do what no other YouTuber is doing. James of the Earth Changes channel used to do this. I don't know if he's still on it. I haven't seen him around for quite a while. Anyway. So I'm going to start off by saying that sign after sign, warning after warning, then the angels will be seen before his second coming. These are all outlined in Scripture, as well as other things. Let's go over just 3 of them. Luke 21, verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famine and pestilence, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. These are the earth pains we must experience first. Then, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. And this one, pay attention. The seas and the waves roaring. The seas and the waves roaring. I'll explain that soon. Finally, Acts 2, verse 19. I like this one. And I will show wonders in the heavens above, and signs on the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapors of smoke. Vapors of smoke. So let's try and bring everything together. Through these events, I'm beginning to see or just starting to manifest. But as they relate to the approach of a larger, denser celestial body, biblical wormwood, everything comes together in Scripture, all of it. What's happening with the structure, the framework, the stage of the beast system, he is not here yet. His spirit is, and is very strong, including on all our weird world leaders, getting everything ready for him. For when he arrives out of the sea during the second 40 and 2 months, along with his buddy, the beast, the enforcer, then he shall gather a nations of 10 and then attack a country to the south. Me personally, I think that's Egypt, as it was in the beginning in the book of Exodus, and I think it'll be in the end. That's just what I think. Signs to watch out for. Gathering a nations of 10. You see, he has his playlist. He sent it all down. Clearly written. And he tells us what to watch out for. The birthing pains of earth. He's told us the signs of wormwood as it gets closer, as has Mr. John Moore, the Liberty Man, in 2006 in his article, when he outlines the effects of Planet X on our planet, both gravitational and electromagnetic. And the cover story they came up with to explain these effects. So when the United Nations tells you coastal cities will be inundated, they are telling you the truth. They can't tell you. They're telling you the half-truth. They can't tell you the other half-truth, the reason why, which is why they came up with the cover story, the man-made global warming, and let's add on a little bit of carbon tax so we can get some money for our bunkers and supplies. John Kerry and Al Gore you all think they're stupid. You know what? They're all part of it, okay? All you people writing your lengthy articles about CO2 this and denying CO2 that and all your graphs, you know what? You're the stupid ones. Sorry, I hurt your feelings? Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3. I just lost another 4 subscribers. Too bad. See you. It's all part of the cover story. And they're at it again. Now, of the YouTubers reporting on the pole shift and magnetic excursions, etc., there's grifters, swindlers, con men who will only want your money, begging every day, insulting you if you don't give them money. And there's others who I find highly suspicious who always deny God's doing in biblical events in the past, saying, no, it wasn't God, but it was my science, my ego. And every opportunity someone asks about the 10th planet, he is adamant in his denial as such. Did you find that highly suspicious? A self-proclaimed Christian who says there is no planet X, which is biblical wormwood. Distraction. Distraction. Of course, all the orchestrated distractions going on that you're being flooded with. What's the latest? NASA's recent announcement on UFO whatever, and now we have 10-foot tall aliens in people's backyards. So in the book of Revelations, as outlined in Scripture, and again through his playlists, he doesn't give us a start date. He doesn't give us an end date. He's given us all the signs and what to expect. The earthquakes in diverse places, the famines, the pestilence, and the signs from the heavens above. He tells us what to watch out for. And the rest, well, you just have to be spiritually awake. And if you're not by then, he'll send down his 4 angels, and they're going to tell you. Hope it's not too late for you. So again, I bring in Mr. John Moore. I'll mention his name a lot because I consider him to be a very credible source of information and his access to U.S. intelligence. And I see everything he says. So again, if we're going to have a large, denser celestial body approaching the Earth, we're going to be having those gravitational and electromagnetic influences on our planet, the pull on the outer core through the mantle plumes, coming out through the lithosphere. The lithosphere is the top layer of the crust of the planet in which the crust sits upon. You have harder material coming out from the outer core up through the mantle plumes to the mantle plume heads, which once it comes to the underside will spread and melt. Volcanoes. You want to go over the volcanoes and hot spots in the past 48 hours? Marianas Trench, Iwo Jima, Guam, Manam, Papua New Guinea, another one, Papua New Guinea, Mayon, Philippines, Anak Krakatau, Indonesia is having a temper tantrum, Kilauea, Campe Flegra. Those earthquakes started in magnitude 1, then they went to magnitude 2.0, then they went to magnitude 2.3, and what was today's 3. Whatever it was, 3.4, 3.6, 3.2? Vesuvius. Pillars of smoke from the feet below. Oh, boy. So I see a lot of pressure, including in Canada, the northern provinces, Northwest Territories. And I continue to see heat indications in the waters of the many lakes up there. I know these coordinates as they're given to be accurate because I personally looked at 2 locations in my area. Way too many to be errors. So if I'm correct, and if Mr. John Moore is correct, the closer biblical wormwood's going to be approaching planet Earth, and it's not going to hit us, doesn't have to hit us. Maybe all the buddies that's tagging along with him will. Then it's only going to increase in frequency and amplitude and magnitude. And while I'm on the subject of lithospheric melting, I wonder if this would explain all of a sudden, what was it, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, all of a sudden we have energy shortages. Do you think maybe our natural resource reserves, oil and gas, are being evaporated, for lack of a better term, because of lithospheric melting? The heat coming up the lithosphere? Huh? Do you think maybe? And our water? Do you think maybe that's the push to get us off of what they call fossil fuels? Think about it. Whatever they say is the half-truth. You have to figure out the other half-truth. So, again, if I'm correct in what I see in my daily observations, and I'm on it several times a day now into the night because it's just not stopping. The earthquakes in diverse places, but not yet at the magnitude as described. They're all over the place. A great increase in deep earthquakes in the past. Well, this year. A great increase in heat anomalies coming up. A great increase in the volcanism. So, I just want to say a few things. I think maybe only 5% of the people are spiritually awake. Unfortunately, some people, including within the family, are so spiritually weak, pathetically weak, and asleep. And when you try and wake them up, at some point you have to give up. When you know what the right thing is to do, to try and move your family to a safe location, but they refuse to listen, anyway, keep your head on a swivel, folks. Especially Canada and the United States, especially the eastern seaboard, the northeast quadrant of North America. New Brunswick, you're having a little bit of seismic activity right now. Northeast Manitoba, you have a whole bunch of fires breaking out. St. Lawrence Seaway, you're having a lot of earthquakes down there. Is that the beginning of the zipper effect? Right on down through Mississippi, down into the Gulf of Mexico. My area, southern British Columbia, volcanic field. If I start seeing any of my volcanoes starting to heat up, I don't give a shit how stubborn the family is. Hint, hint. Anyway, what else? I think that's about it. Nothing's going to calm down. Nothing's going to go away. What is going to go away is they're trying to cover things up. The NASA satellites are not showing the major wildfires, some of them. I just watched a news report from Nova Scotia. 139 firefighters from 2 provinces and from the United States are still battling that fire, but there's nothing on the satellite feeds anymore. They don't want to show it. Don't you find that highly suspicious? I'm waiting for them to cut all access to the public, to the satellite feeds. Tsunami boys. Earthquake feeds. As soon as they start doing that, you better start worrying. Anyway, folks, that's it for now from Canada,